If I were king for a day, I would pass a law that would require all orchestras to play at least one slow piece of music on every concert. This is a habit that I've gotten into, and it's worked out really well for my programs, and it's really helped raise the level. So in a typical day, my students will show up to class. They're required to be in their seats, ready to tune when the bell rings. Even the students that are coming from the third floor all the way to the fine arts wing, they're in their seats ready to tune when the bell rings. Bell rings, we tune very carefully. We go through our warm-ups. We go through some technique exercises, and then we start working on concert music. And the first concert piece that I work on is almost always the slow piece. Why? Because I want the students to start establishing fundamental pitch and fundamental tone right from the get-go. I also like to make sure that my warm-ups and technique exercises reflect what I'm doing in my concert music. And so that means we'll always be working on long bows, we'll always be working on finger patterns, we'll always be working on gripping the string so that we can make our best sounds for a slow lyrical piece. When I rehearse in this order, it establishes a sense of pitch. It establishes our core string tone. That way, when we're playing faster music, they have a reference point for what you should do. If we go backwards, if you play fast music out of tune, some of these notes go by quickly, and so you're not sitting there in agony waiting for things to be in tune. And you can play with less than great tone on some of the fast notes, and it doesn't sound quite as bad because it just doesn't stay around quite as long. But if you're playing a slow piece of music and you're playing with bad tone, each half note or each whole note is just dreadful, and people want to do something about that, and they want to sound good. So hopefully they start doing things like bowing with a straight bow and using a good bow hold and all that kind of good stuff to make themselves sound better. Another advantage to playing slow music is that there's a lot of opportunity for vibrato, and vibrato helps to loosen up the left hand and get your students to relax. Hopefully they can keep that relaxation when they start playing faster music, which tends also to tense us up even more. And that way they'll have better technique and they'll be able to play those fast notes a lot more fluidly. I like to play music with long note values because I want the students to get them to move their bow. If they move their bow, they're likely to play in all different parts of their bow. And then again, when we go back to faster music and they need to play this part here in the bow or this part there in the bow, well, we've already been in that part of the bow, so you should be at least a little bit comfortable playing in different parts of the bow if you're able to play, a whole note from frog to tip. And so that, I think that helps a lot too with some of the things like the articulations and the consistency of the bow and fast music if we start with a slower piece first. This is particularly important, I think, for younger students and really important for less advanced, maybe your non-varsity, sub-non-varsity students to do these types of things because it really helps to lay the foundation for what's going to come at the end of the rehearsal. So again, if I were king, everybody would have to play slow music. It would be the law of the land. But I don't know, if you don't like that idea, then don't vote for me. All right, this has been my take on Loch Lomond. If you have anything that you're having trouble with your orchestra playing this piece that I didn't cover, drop it down in the comment section below. I'd like to be able to work with you and help you on that. And also, if you've worked on this piece before and you've struggled with a certain part of this piece and I didn't go over it and you found a good solution to it, feel free also to participate and say, hey, look, I got a great way to teach this and we'd like to learn from you too. So we'll see you in the next one.